Good morning, my friends. Welcome back to episode number 77. It is good to see you all. Hope you guys are all doing well. Another day, another explosive move. We're going to talk about this. Hope you guys are all had a fantastic day so far, or I hope you had a good night and good morning, depending on where you're from, of course. Let me know where the chat is from. Let's kick off the stream strong here. Winning streak, yeah, continues. Pretty choppy price actually yesterday overall, but we will talk about everything, and we'll make sure that you guys are again once and for all in control of the situation. Okay, perfect. Nothing else to add today. We just have to do our breakdown, our analysis. It is a Wednesday. It's the midweek. So let's get to work and let's see what we can do today, man. Yes? Okay. Good to see you all. Enough of that. Welcome back, my friends. Good to see you all. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you, Hidden. Yeah, Henza, what's happening, my friend? Welcome back. MSPRKR9298. Always a pleasure. Man Benz, I'm 930 away from passing my 100k proper firm evaluation using the volume profile and order flow. Ooh. Very close, very close. Be careful. Be careful today. I'm warning you today. Be careful. I'll tell you why in a second here. Xau Usd, I'm 2k up from your day. A legend. Wow, nice. I think this correction is the best entry level. Jesse Tudor, morning. The man himself. Hope you're doing well, man. See you soon. Hamza, good morning. Croqueto Baggio. Man, you guys are creative with your names, that's for sure. NemFX. Okay. All right. Yeah. Anyways, today we have to be a little bit more serious. Okay, a little bit more serious and more straight to the point. Because of the following reason, we're seeing a lot of yeah, you're not gonna like this. A lot of conflict of interest in the market. Okay, it's the best way I can explain it to you right now. A lot of conflict of interest. There is a lot of contrast. There is a little bit of a contradiction. Gold is pushing down. It's holding up, but we're going to face major resistance very soon. The dollar is in supply. Remember? We talked about that supply zone yesterday. Remember? Daily supply on the dollar index right there. That's the daily supply zone. Do you remember that? That's the zone that we talked about yesterday. That is where we are holding right now. That's why you probably saw gold shooting up a little bit the moment the dollar tapped into that daily supply zone, remember? So gold was dropping, came up super hard yesterday eventually. Look at that. It was absolutely choppy. And then roundabout, whatever, a couple hours later, boom, major push to the upside. And then again, a huge sell-off broke the NFP candle. Yes, at least the volume where the most volume was traded, which is now acting as resistance. You see that? So again, we mentioned that NFP candle right before. We took our long yesterday, etc., etc. And when we took that long, we actually ended that trade very well. Okay, the trade played out the way it should have, only not in full. We just had to take our profits. We got rejected at the 44, I believe. Yeah, something like that, 44. Anyways, coming back to that trade right there. Okay, we are now up around, yeah, you could say $13,000 from that 6K account, right? So we started that account on the 16th of June, and we are now up around 13K because we're now sitting at 19.2K on this account right there. All tracked, everything done on the live stream or talked about on the stream in terms of the stream scenario, stream analysis right now. And July has been going strong. Okay, I messed up, yeah, kind of once actually there. This was just part of the game. Yeah, for the rest, everything just very, very clean. Very clean. High winning streak right now at the moment. And the party continues. But when we look at an NFP candle, we trust. The NFP candle, we absolutely trust, okay? This is something that we look at all the time just to really get a good understanding of where we are here. And when we look at the NFP highs, you could see that yesterday we kept holding that support there, until today, okay? Because look at where we are right now. Right now we are dropping, okay? Price came down, it broke it. It tapped into another 4-hour New York candle. This is the 4-hour New York candle. It's the 8 candle with a lot of volume, 60,000 contracts. Point of control. Of course, we're holding support here. Look at that. So right now, in the pullback, we're getting rejected at the NFP candle. You see that? So what turned into, or what was support turned into resistance. You see that? So resistance is now, or support is now becoming resistance right there. Why is today going to be a little bit rough? Let me explain why. Well, number one, the dollar is in a daily supply zone right now at the moment. Okay, this doesn't happen all the time. The dollar right now is in a higher time frame resistance area. Okay, and you could actually see the moment the dollar tapped into the daily supply zone, that we immediately reacted from it. Okay, and that this is where that major resistance will be on the dollar. I take supply and demand on the dollar very, very serious. I've been using supply and demand zones already for a long period of time, especially on things like the dollar, because I know that, yeah, how effective these zones are going to be. Okay, so I really pay a lot of attention to areas like that, and just to always observe areas of supply, areas of demand on the higher time frame. We are now clearly in an area of supply right there. Okay, so if at any moment, right, the dollar decides to just drop or react from that supply zone, gold will shoot up. But at the same time, when you look at gold right now and you look at the 4-hour time frame, does this look really bullish to you right now at the moment? Does this look like super strong to you right there? Getting rejected from that resistance right now, right? Getting rejected from that NFP candle that we talked about yesterday right there. That doesn't really look super strong. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of an issue today. I hope you understand this. The dollar is in that resistance and gold is in resistance, okay? And if they're both in resistance and the dollar decides to dump and then gold decides to recover from its negative correlation with the dollar, gold will shoot up randomly, out of nowhere, okay? So this is something to really pay attention to. Now, at the same time, oil is shooting to the moon, okay? This has to probably do with some war as well here right now again. We are back, I think, where we came from, correct? In regards of Strait of Hormuz and stuff, right? Yeah, so anyways, that is probably something that we're dealing with right now at the moment. Oil is in higher time frame demand. Oil is shooting up. I don't think that this has a really good impact on gold, okay? So there is a lot of things happening right now, okay? There's a lot of things happening at this current moment. I would really suggest you to pay a lot of attention to this right now and be a little bit more cautious today, okay? Yes, I want to find setups. Yes, I want to trade. And yes, I want to make money, but I don't want to gamble too much. Does that make sense, my friends? Let me know in the chat here, okay? We are building our account up for a reason, and there are going to be days where you have to be either a super ass sniper and on the lower time frame find a really good like clean scalp. But there are gonna be days where you will not find levels, or there is a contradiction, or there is something happening in the world in regards to the war, or there are technical moments where we so-called a dead zone. Okay, a dead zone where it's tough to find longs, it's tough to find good shorts for shorts that we can hold on to. Okay, actual shorts that we can trade. But what we can do, right? The man has a plan. Okay. What we can do is to simply look at the lower time frame, okay, and just really pay attention to the lower time frame structure. Mark out the previous weekly range one more time, okay? From the left to the right. We are in a low volume node, right? This is why we're holding up. We're also in a other 4-hour support. This turned from resistance. Again, I just want to show you this in the order flow. We use order flow the higher time frame, okay? It's actually extremely accurate, by the way. Extremely accurate. It's like supply and demand on steroids, okay? So anyways, this was resistance. This was a New York candle. 60,000 contracts traded. Huge contracts were traded at the top. So this became resistance. Then the moment it broke out, it became support, okay? And now you can actually see that the moment it became support, it acts as support, and it is still at support, okay? So we are at support there, but we're at resistance there. It's very tight. It's very tight. So what do we need to do? We need to break out of one of those, in my opinion. We need to break out of one of those, because if we break out to the downside right now and oil keeps climbing higher and the dollar still doesn't show any signs of weakness, there is a chance that we can just short the continuation and target our next major zone, where I would feel very comfortable buying, actually. Very comfortable buying. And that is this demand zone right there, on the 8 hour, okay? We're not that far away from it. I mean, it's for this session, I think we are, but it's 4,075. That is a level of interest that I'm really watching very, very carefully, because we're dealing with a range. We are dealing with weekly support here, higher time frame support. We have all those trapped sellers sitting at the bottom. Remember, don't forget that. We talked about it yesterday, which is this area, okay? And we might pull back here, okay? We might pull back into that area to test those sellers at the bottom right there, okay? So this could be around this area right here, okay? I just want to mark out this range. All the trapped sellers are still waiting and sitting right there, being stuck in their position. So the fact that gold is dropping could mean that we would come back. We'll potentially get into this area, and we might indeed find some support right there. Pretty strong support at the bottom again, okay? So I'm gonna mark that out. It's not that far. It's not that far away, actually, now I'm looking at it, right? It's actually not that far away. It looked much further away when I was looking at it on the higher time frame, but it's not that far away. I mean, it's not close, but it's not far, okay? So anyways, let's see if we can drop into that. Right now, we are ranging anyways. I already think that what I would love to see is maybe something like this. See if we can find some support down into this demand zone, which is also, by the way, the Sunday open of the previous week. It's also the Sunday open. We call that the PSO, Sunday open of the previous week. And it is the previous weekly point of control that's sitting right below that in this area. So this is an area that I want to watch first. Right there. Okay. I'm going to remove this one from the higher time frame on the 8 hour. So on the lower time frame, we keep it, but on the higher time frame, we're going to remove it. And then I think this is that zone that we want to look at. Really, I think this low volume node here is the zone that we want to look at. Unfortunately, it's just not too close. That's the unfortunate thing. But it is just, in my opinion, the best. It's going to be the best zone. Okay? And it's the best area with the highest conviction right now. And the reason why I think that this is the zone is because we're in the middle of support and resistance now at the moment. Let me see, actually. Let me remove this. There we go. Only showed on the minutes. Perfect. Yeah. We're going to watch these two levels. Point of PSO at 76 and the 63, which is the point of control. This is a huge zone, all right? Buying zone for sure. Buying zone at 463. Yeah, most definitely. Looking at something like that, okay? Low volume note, but that's not for this session, I think, to be honest, guys. I'm not really sure. We just mark it out anyways, already. 4,063. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, huge buying zone, by the way. I think this is going to be a major area. Okay, I think that you really have to pay attention to this zone right there to see how we react. Is there a way to short into that? The thing is, look at where we are. This is why I'm saying it's so hard to say. Look at that. See? We're finding that support here. Okay, we have that support here. That became resistance before. But here we have resistance that was support before. I hope this makes sense, my friends. Let me know in the chat if you guys see what I mean here. I want to see if the chat is on point, if the chat is aligned here today. Okay, looking at what we're seeing right now at the moment, we're very compressed. Okay, we're very compressed, and I think the main reason is we were not supposed to break this. We did break it. The dollar is in resistance. Oil is pushing up. Gold broke down. What happens if the dollar shoots down right now? What will gold do? Will it go up or will it stay flat? Right, so either we break down, we get out of this like no trading zone. Okay, because this is literally a no trading zone. You're not gonna, like for me personally, there is not something that I can really do here. But if we do break out and we break down, then we'll take our next major zone. And that's, I think, where we could be a bit more convinced of getting that initial impulse move right away. Okay, and then we can manage the trade and see where it goes, for example, things like that. Yeah, so I prefer price to come down. If price does not come down and it has to shoot up, yeah, then unfortunately we just have to break above that resistance. That's it. We have to break above this high. Okay, we were very close of breaking it right there. This is the 4-hour candle right now, but we did not. We got rejected at it. If we came back up and we closed above that or we pushed higher, different story. Right, we're back in that range again. We could have looked for the continuation back towards the highs here, right? So that is kind of the situation that we're in. We're in a no trading range, which is pretty much, I would say, this exact range we're in, right there. I would call that a no trading range right now at the moment, okay? And it's one of the first times that we actually see something like this. Over the last couple of days, we have been seeing a lot of amazing levels being hit day after day after day. We've been trading almost every session. But right now, I think it is very important to be a little bit more, more patient, okay? The resistance is very good. Look at that. Major resistance on the higher time frame. But also the dollar is at higher time frame resistance too right now, okay? That is where we are. That is where we are. Also the yield, the 10-year yield, is in higher time frame resistance right now. Okay, but yield reached that same level as well. But oil is shooting up. Okay, oil is shooting up. So yeah, keep in mind that this is where we are right now at the moment. Okay, Lorenzo, don't forget FOMC today. Is that today? Yeah, at 2, right? The meetings report, right? Not the press conference, the meetings. A report that's coming out later on. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I mean, will be definitely important for sure. But for us right now, we'll pay attention to this. Okay. Yeah, I hope the price can come down. Just drop aggressively, make a move, and I think the opportunities come not by guessing the move right now, but the anticipation of the move that will follow. I think that is where the opportunities will come from today, with the most conviction. Okay. Yeah. What is the PSO? The PSO is the previous Sunday open. Okay, the previous Sunday open. Question is, why are we not doing a short right now? Because we are still at support, right? We are still at this 4-hour support as well. We've been holding here very steadily, actually. We got absorbed here. Sellers came in, right? It looked very bearish, but then boop, buyers came back, shoots up, and now we're somewhere in the middle. So we're at support as well. Yeah. We are at support as well here. So yeah, we have to wait and see, man. I prefer to break out or do something. Break out or actually get back into the range. Get back into this area. So break above this area again. I'd simply look for something like this. Okay. Then we'll target the highs here. Or price has to come down. Move to the previous Sunday open or the previous week PVC. We react here. We look for something like this. Okay. If we break this, yeah, there is a chance that we could maybe get a quick scalp, but I think the big opportunity is there at the 63 or something like that. All right, so these are my scenarios pretty much for the session here. If you do something like that, and then if you make a move, and maybe we do break out, right? Maybe we get rejected and we fall down, and we just continue to go higher, and we bounce. But I know one thing for sure: the previous week POC is something that I will not neglect. That's like a big level. Okay. That is like a big zone. Yes. Noogie Nuke. How you doing, my man? Welcome back, bro. Hey, man. What's happening, my friend? Selamat pagi. Yeah. Yusuf, I got trapped with a boy at New York session today. A buy at New York session today. Okay. Yeah, it was very tricky yesterday, man. Very tricky. Like, you could see that our zone, right? Our level at the 26, remember from yesterday's stream? We couldn't break it. Like, we were hovering around it between the 20 and the 26. We couldn't break that support. And at some point, it looked every time yesterday during the London session especially, that we were supposed to drop. But every time when we didn't, when we dropped, we came back up. And every time we came back up, we dropped. So I was like, okay, this is the weirdest price action. And I literally said to someone, to my girlfriend, I literally said, something big is going to happen right now. Like in a couple hours, a big move is going to come. Like for sure, an event or something, like a geopolitical event or something big is coming, because this is unusual price action. Like these type of, the ways these candles are moving, it's clear that something is going to happen. But we did shoot up eventually aggressively. And then the moment we did, it looked super bullish. Price just kept coming down immediately. And yeah, trapped a lot of people today, or yesterday, man. A lot of people got trapped yesterday, I think. For that exact reason. Yeah. 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 Why only sells, why not selling? I mean, the reason why, if you will look for sells here, we have to break this support. It's so tight, right? And we have to trade a breakout trade. We have to take a breakout trade. It's just very small range. Very small range. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, this is why we have really strict rules. Okay, and the strict rules are, in a counter trend scenario, we take profits at all times, right? In counter trend scenarios, we take profits at all times. Okay. So we bought at the 26 and we took profits at the 44. Okay. We closed a little bit earlier. We closed the trade in full at 44. And then not in full. And then the remaining position got stopped out on break even. Around 30%. But yeah. Counter trend trading. TP1. Stop loss and break even. TP1. Stop loss and break even. Really trying to manage our trades correctly. overall, the 5 minute is also in a range right now, so we don't really see a lot of even volume or price movement at the moment as well. So let's see. Let's see if today is a little bit more chill. If you do something like this and we break down and we hold support, I'm willing to buy. Yeah, I'm definitely willing to buy at 63. Also, yeah, am I willing to sell at this area? It's, yeah, I mean, it doesn't look super strong, right? Also, if you look on the 4 hour, you can actually just see it very clearly, right? You can see it very clearly that we found 4 hour support here pretty much. And this is just really basic 4 hour support. But we have that 4 hour resistance there, right? You see that? So support, right? Resistance, resistance, support, yesterday's trade, resistance, support. All right, so this is the range we're dealing with right now. You see how tight it is? So we need to leave it, in my opinion. It's better to leave the range and look for opportunities than trade within the range itself. This is just what I would like to do personally. And my main goal with you guys, right, is to just be as real as it gets from a trading perspective. To be sharing my journal. We're doing a small live account challenge. So we started with $6,000 at the 16th of June. Today is the 8th of July and we're at 19.2K. Okay. And I can only take trades from the Asian stream analysis, or I have to discuss it on the Asian stream analysis and nothing else pretty much. All right. That is the rule. And yeah, we need to keep our winning streak alive. That's it. So we're not going to force anything. We're not going to go into crazy gambles just because we want to trade. I'm here to make money. That's it. We're here to make money. Do you trade the NQ? I look at the NQ sometimes. We have been mainly focusing on gold though, but yeah, we do. I do analyze the NQ just out of curiosity right now at the moment, but not as I'm not as obsessed with the NQ as I'm obsessed with gold. Yeah. I think he's here. Why does the volume profile change in 30 minutes to 15 minutes and 5 minutes? Because the distribution of the volume is different on each candle on the lower time frame. Yeah, it happens, especially when you use the volume profile on the trading view chart, because you're dealing with tick volume, right? Not with actual market depth volume. But I don't care. For me, the tick volume works really well. I love to use the volume profile on gold spot. For me, it works. I've been using it for years. Every order flow trader tells me not to do it, and I keep doing it, and I keep using it, and it does what it has to do for me. So yeah. No indicator today. Indicator is chilling right there in the middle. We're quite neutral right now at the moment. Yeah. What is your goal with this account? I don't know. I have no goal with this account. That's the whole point. I'm not going to withdraw anything from this account. for the next coming months. So I have no goal with this account right now at the moment. I just want to grow it. I can tell you my goal is 100K or whatever the case may be, the 100K challenge. But I don't like to think this way because it messes with my mindset. I think about consistent, everyday growing the account, or at least every week growing the account on a regular, consistent basis, having good management, and just be on point. Taking it day by day by day by day, and don't think about the end goal of 100K or whatever. It just messes me up. Now, it absolutely messes me up when I set these goals for some reason, right? It's just, I don't know. Then I have to reach the goal, and the moment you start thinking about the end goal too much, you start forcing trades too quickly. And it's bye-bye, it's game over. That's when everything goes downhill from there. Because it's no longer about trading anymore, it's about reaching a goal or a target. So if you say today, I need to make $1,000 today, or I need to make $2,000 today. Like, I need to do this. Then you already know that in most cases we're gonna have a hard time because you start chasing the market down, and the market doesn't work like that. Okay? Market doesn't work like that. Why aren't you shorting? We are not shorting because of the fact that we are at support and we are in a very tight range. And even if you break down, we don't have a lot of room. But if you do close below, maybe, yeah, there is a possibility we could look for. That I will look for a manipulation breakdown event, retracement, and then a sell-off right there. Something like a CME on the lower time frame. Something like that. And then targeting the PSO, previous Sunday open at 76 and 63, the point of control of the previous week. So 76 and 63. That could be something, but we have to close below that level, right? Yeah. When is the deadline for the applications of the gold hybrid trading system? The deadline is close. We are almost closed right now. We have so many applications right now that we're going through. A lot of them are actually not really good. So there is still room for you to, if you're interested in joining the program that we're gonna have on the Monday. We start in around a week. Okay, a week and a half. We start with our next group, which is 20 people. Okay, we might have to add on a couple more guys because of the fact that we had 400 applications. But that means that you're going to get all my tools. You're going to get my Orderflow platform, everything, the template, everything, the indicators, the strategy, the system. But most importantly, the adaptation part is super key because you can have the perfect strategy, you can have the perfect system. But how do we trade in an uptrend? How do we trade in a downtrend? How do we trade in the range? How do we trade counter trend? How do we manage that? How to spot that early? And I think one of the best traders that I know, they have a magical skill set. And it's not just the strategy that they implement for their executions. It's them being able to recognize a shift in the market quickly and adapt to it. That's where the magic happens, okay? Imagine this, you're killing it, trending, market is trending upwards, you're absolutely crushing it. You're taking trade after trade after trade after trade after trade, right? And then the market goes from a trend to a range. But you're used to the trending market. You're used to just looking for the pullback continuation because this is how you're making your money. And you kind of get a little bit fooled by the market, right? You create your own reality, the fact that this is now normal. And then the market doesn't do that anymore. The market shifts from that to a ranging market. Or we go and we drop and we pull back a little bit deeper. And then you start losing big money because you're no longer used to that, okay? Now, what if you could just switch that button in a split of a second and just know trend, range, pullback, boom, reversal, boom. Immediate adaptation, okay? The strategy is the same, the entry is the same, but the way you manage your trades is completely different, right? The way you snipe your entry is completely different. And there are a lot of rules that come with that, okay? So yes, you can still apply below. A couple more days, I'm gonna keep this here in my channel and then I'll remove it. And then it's done. They're closed and we're gonna deal with the final applications and then we start with our group and then we'll go and come back to it by the end of the summer again, probably, okay? My goal is saying I'm gonna get them the results they deserve and then I open a new group later on, probably after the summer, okay? So this is your chance to still apply if you want to. You can click on this link right there. And then, yeah, apply and we might get back to you as well. Give it some time. If you haven't been contacted yet and you think that your application was a good application, just give it some time, okay? Give it some time because my team is working really hard. I literally had to put my girlfriend to work right now to have to make phone calls. This is where we stand, okay? Give it some time, give it some time. Anyways, if you are a beginner, don't really even try. Don't even think about this at all. Just download my free book. Right? Learn about it. Read the book. Highly suggest it if you want to learn about the volume profile. Why do I pick the previous Sunday open here? Why do I select the previous weekly POC here? Yesterday, we took a trade from... Remember, guys, in the chat, what was the level we took a trade from yesterday? At the 26? What level was that? Let me know in the chat, please. All volume related. All volume related. Using one tool only. The fixed range volume profile. The previous weekly value area high. Yes, sir. That's the level we took along from yesterday's stream. The previous weekly value area high. Right there. Right? And guess where we got rejected at today? At the previous weekly very high. Yeah. Actually got rejected there. When did we bounce there? 9:30, 8:30. Okay. Yeah. Yesterday, I also asked a question in regards to if you guys want to have another video here. So I set another win in the books today, showing again the importance of taking profits in counter trend trades. Do you guys want me to post more video analysis videos in this channel as well? And yeah, insane amount of response. So we're gonna make sure that we'll put videos in there on a daily basis right now, starting today. Yes, you can join my free Telegram group. It's completely free. You don't have to pay for anything. It's just video updates, trade updates, etc. But from today onwards, we're going to start with our analysis videos outside of the Asian session. So it's going to be very good if you're interested in this, obviously. If you trade different sessions, of course, as well, like the New York session, for example. Okay, where are we? NFP candle turning into resistance. That's the previous week very high. Let's see how this hourly candle closes in 20 minutes. That's going to be helpful. That's going to be very helpful. We're below the VWAP, I think, as well here. That's going to be helpful. And yeah, the target was clear. How many pips is this? It's not super big though. It's not a big move, but yeah, it's okay. Is the market completely bearish? I think the market is more bearish for sure. Yeah, we talked about this already. Like, it's definitely looking weaker. We're creating supply zones as well. There is just a lot of there is a bit of a contradiction happening right now with the dollar. Right, the dollar will reach major resistance very soon. This is what I mean with the dollar. Right, we're kind of we're in that, like, in this area right now on the dollar. Okay, just to really simplify this right here, we'll face a lot of resistance there. And, you know, we might break out, but for now, we are in that channel, right? And we might do breakout later on, okay? And where we have that resistance is in that supply zone, right there, okay? This is the major resistance for the dollar. So that's why, as long as the dollar is in that resistance, you have to be cautious with shorting gold, because if the dollar reacts bearish aggressively from it, like, the dollar can do some weird moves. We all know that. The dollar can just suddenly react from a level, right? It shoots up, it reacts, and it does something weird, like a big move or whatever, right? You don't want to be stuck when that happens. So, but for now, we're more bearish, yeah. Definitely. Especially breaking the NFP candle is not a good. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. But I will be cautious in this range though, with shorting gold. That's what I'm saying. In this range, I will be careful. If you shorted the top here earlier, before the stream even started, then that was a good zone. That was a good zone because you tapped to the NFP resistance, very high. That was a good level. So if you did that, then you're in the right spot right there. Pablo, hey Lorenzo, when are our applications closing? Could you let us know on stream? I'm worried mine didn't go through and I didn't want to miss the opportunity. A couple days, Pablo. We just talked about it before on this stream already. Don't want to talk about it too much, but a couple days, yeah. If you applied, then don't worry. Just give it some time. We'll get back to you. Okay. Is your name Pablo, by the way, in the application? Because it helps me a little bit. Pablo. Because I see you on the stream all the time. Okay. Yeah. What will happen if price will break out? Well, if price breaks out, then it's pretty obvious. We'll probably move down towards the range, and then we have our opportunities there. This is going to be the big one. Okay, when we talk higher time frame support and resistance, the 40 level on gold, that's the big one. That is the big one. That's the weekly support. This is where all the trapped sellers are located, at the bottom. People that were selling the bottom of the range, pretty much, of this range, right around there. Yeah, that's the scary one. That is the one that we have to watch out for in a good way. I think that's where you're going to find some really good opportunities. What plan are you subscribed to for TradingView? Premium. Premium. For the action charts, I try to get in touch with these guys. I'm like, yo, man, I got in a community of around, thousands of traders watching the streams every day. And I use your platform every day. Can we organize something like a giveaway or like promo codes or whatever? I don't even want to be a promoter from that perspective of making money as an affiliate. I just want to use some giveaways or something, like do something. And they're like, yeah, nope. 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 I'm like, okay. All right. That's nice. If I was a company like that, I would say, yeah, man, absolutely, man. Here, take, do 10. Here you have 10 free monthly codes for people who want to try the platform. That's how I would do business, but I don't know. Anyways, the platform is very good. I think the product speaks for itself. The action charts I'm talking about, right? The action charts. Juan Quark, I checked the point of control on TradingView and ATAS. However, the levels are different. Do you know which one I should look at? Futures is something I look at, but I'm always looking at the TradingView as well. You see a reaction here a lot of times. Like I have been testing it so many times right now. I've been testing it for years, not just a little bit. I've been testing it thousands of times, and it works for me very well. And it's no coincidence, it actually works. Because the high volume nodes just do, they do react. They do tend to react, the low volume nodes as well. When it comes down to the point of control on the order flow, I don't look really at the volume profile. I look at the candle, the weekly candle. It's pretty much the same thing. Right, so this is pretty much this is the white line of the most volume traded inside of the candle, and this is the box that I mark out as a zone. Right, the most orders were executed at the bottom here. All right, so I mark this out as a major support level, for example, right now. All right, let's see what happens here, man, because I think we might stay a little bit flat in the consolidation range. I saw some people in the chat telling me go short right now, and that was at the bottom. I know, I'm watching. But no, man, there are going to be days where we have to be patient and careful. We cannot rush into trades, guys. Really, come on. We have to make this work. We have to grow our account steadily. We have to be consistent. We can't fool ourselves by believing that we should be in a trade all the time, every day. That's what screws you up, to be honest. Okay? You need to find the opportunities. We need to mine for that gold. We'll pay attention to this range one more time, and we'll give it a bit more time. See how price develops. Otherwise, we'll do a large analysis, a large breakdown, and we'll update you in the Telegram as well after that. The conclusion is we are building an amazing community on YouTube and on Telegram as well. Yes, the elite is another layer, right? We do have the elite, but it's only a small group for a limited amount of people. For the majority, right, we have an amazing group of people, okay? Amazing group of people in the chat every day. I think we have one of the cleanest YouTube chats in this space. I don't know why. I think we have one of the cleanest and the most amazing people. And I have been going on some calls right now for the Gold Hybrid Trading Elite. I have been going on the application calls because you're going to do a one-on-one session with me. Like a 15-20 minute session where we just go back and forth, where I explain the process and things like that, right? And the people that I'm talking to are amazing. Like, they are legit. They are legit. Like entrepreneurs, just smart people, man. Yeah, like, overall, we have a really good audience. I'm very proud of that. Funny enough, half of the applications, half the people right now that I've had calls with are women. 50% are women, actually. I don't know why, but a lot of women in the group right now. This group is full of women. Yes, which is great. I think the industry needs it. Yeah, we're flat as a we're as flat as stiff as me, as myself and I. I was boxing yesterday. I feel like a plank right now. What was today's bias? Today's bias is very, very, very neutral. Okay, we're very neutral today. Yes, the overall current rejection is bearish. And the direction is probably bearish continuation, to be honest. But this is what we call a no trading zone right now. We're in a no trading zone. Okay. The only trade that we could have taken was, of course, the top. But that happened already before the stream. This was one interesting point of interest, right? The 25, because that was the previous week very high. We took a long from that yesterday. Yeah. So it made sense. It turned it simply into resistance. So as long as we're staying in the range, there's not much I can do here. If we break out of the range, we might look for continuation, but I would still buy there as well. So I don't know. We'll see. This is kind of normal, right? Once a week or once every 2 weeks, you have these moments in the market where everything is setting up. And where you know like another big move is coming. And that's just by reading the condition. Reading the condition, you know, okay, conditions like these, I need to be a little bit careful, a little bit more patient than I usually am. Huh? Yeah. Best advice for people just starting to trade. Don't hop around too much from currency to commodity to indice to stock, whatever. Stay with one asset. Learn the basic structure. Okay. Start on the higher time frame, funny enough, before you go down to the lower time frame. Start learning about the higher time frame first, because the higher time frame really sets the foundation for your lower time frame execution. Okay, because otherwise you will never have the context that you need in the long term. So you set at the foundation, you're building blocks correctly. Then you're gonna go to the lower time frame. You pick one strategy that fits the lower time frame and you stick to that and you test the shit out of it. And you're extremely consistent with it. And then you start going and keep building, and you start building that intuition. Okay, and then at some point you're going to face a winning streak. Great. You keep trading. You're going to face a losing streak. You start losing your confidence because you have been winning a lot, and then you start losing, and then you start losing your confidence. You need to build that back. You're going to go to a couple of those phases, and then you're ready. Then you're ready. Then you're mentally ready for the reality. And then you decide you're going to go all in. And you start building a real system, and you start going from there. Yes? Well, my suggestion is for this stream, read my book. It's a free book. It's a 300-page book. That should do the job to give you a bit of an understanding of how volume works, why the volume profile is something to look into. So I wrote this book for you. I took a year off of streaming to write this, by the way. 9 months, actually, to write this. Trading is war. If Sherlock searches for a trading strategy, he'll find LTA concepts. Yes, sir. Table of contents are in there. You can read it. Macro analysis, seasonality, everything is in there just from a macro perspective, so you understand what trading actually means, okay? It's more than just a simple explanation of a strategy. It's much more about how the market behaves, okay? But there is a section there in the book that you can have, that you should read, and that's the volume analysis section right there, okay? And that is this section. A lot of examples in there, how to use the volume profile, how to trade it right. Yeah, I mean, there are no promotions in the book or nothing. It's just a book for you to read through. That's it, okay? Then I suggest join the free Telegram as well. I start with posting videos now on a daily basis, starting today. Things like this, okay? Videos like that, okay? So if you want to... And of course, watch the live streams, because I actually trade I take all my trades live, almost all of my trades I take live, because I predominantly trade the Asia session right now, and then usually the London, okay? The London, if Asia doesn't do anything, but I see a setup that I like, then I wait for the London for the trade to play out. Sometimes that happens too. But usually what I will do, if I take a trade, I'll mention this on the stream, and then I'll take it, and then I'll post my results in there. Okay. I'm in a winning streak now. Yes, I will also post my results in a losing streak. Okay. Just in advance, so you just know I'm gonna lose through. I have periods where I lose as well, and where I go into a little bit of setbacks, a little bump in the road. Dollar index dropping. There we go. If that's true. There we go. We are in supply. Daily supply. This is the problem with gold right now. This is the problem with gold right now. Look at the dollar. We talked about the daily supply zone, right? We talked about it yesterday on the stream. We said the dollar will probably have to revisit supply. It did it today. We are now reacting from it. And that's going to be nasty because that means that gold will not break down maybe. And that's why shorting is so tricky today. Like I said before, it's very tricky. Even though if you look at it, it looks so much more bearish. Prafu, Lorenzo, thanks a ton. I have multiple prop accounts blown, and yesterday I got funded 50K one step. All possible due to your live streams and LTA concepts book. Wow, amazing. People are making money. People are making money. For entertainment purposes, of course. No financial advice. Okay. Do you trade? I trade, of course. We're trading almost every day. Not now, though, at the moment. Wild bearish trade. Show your executions from anything. Just hop into Telegram, bro. Man, pretty flat. Pretty flat. I think the market also doesn't know what it wants today. You guys agree? Kind of what we're seeing right now. Yeah. But keep a very close eye on this level right here, okay? The 60... Yeah, the 76, the 63, in case we get there as well. We are holding support. If we break back above the previous weekly high, very high, that is considered bullish. We are in a balanced range. We'll break out, retest that, potentially go for the push up again. Breaking back above that NFP high or that NFP candle on the left. So we have a lot of things around these areas right now, which we are focusing on. But the market in this range does not know what it wants for now. That's for sure. What we're seeing here. Yeah. At the moment, at least. Definitely what we're seeing right now. Absolutely flat. Let me just mark out my levels. 4 or 5 minutes. Previous weekly very high is sitting at 25, 26, 25. That is one of our levels that we have to watch for. Yeah, this is that level that we just can't seem to break, right? So we're kind of in the middle. We are kind of in the middle today. Yeah. Anyways, we'll see. Big Wiggle says, for some reason, there's not enough volume on many different pairs since yesterday. I mean, it's been inconsistent. And yesterday we talked about it as well when we took our trade yesterday from the bottom, right? It was so annoying that we just didn't make that move on earlier, but that we had to wait all the way until the New York, the pre-New York to make that move for the New York to just reverse again. You know what the New York session did though? It tapped into the Sunday open, okay? So the orange line that you see here is the Sunday open, okay? This is where the market opened up. So price bounced from the very high, the NFP candle, which is right there, right? We always mark out high volume candle. Every candle with high volume, every 4-hour New York candle. Oh, sorry, we don't even look at it right there. Every 4-hour candle with New York volume, okay? This one right there, this one right there, this one right there. We mark out every candle like that because we know that these are the levels with the most volume and therefore have the most accuracy in terms of support and resistance. So we actually don't only look at how do we create support and resistance. No, we look at the candle volume of the 4-hour candle of the New York session. And then where is the most volume traded inside of that candle? We mark out a zone outside of that, and that usually reacts, which is very, very powerful. It's very powerful. It's a very powerful way of looking at it right there. We have this one right there. That's a New York candle, okay? Right there. Most volume was traded there. Boom. Turned into support. We broke out, turned into support, right? Right there. New York candle, right there. We had resistance. After that, turned into support. Where are we now? At support. These are the New York candles. They're very powerful, very, very powerful. Yeah. Yo, bro, can you talk about your win rate of this account? Yeah, you can calculate it. Just calculate it. We are now in, we started at the 16th of June. We started the 16th of June. Oh, 16th of June. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 trades. 1, 2, 3, 4 losses. 1, 2, 3 break even. So if you remove the break-even trades without TP1, 21 minus 4 is 17. Okay, so yeah, it looks pretty healthy. It looks pretty healthy. Okay, looks pretty healthy to me. 60% win rate? I don't think that's correct, right? Maybe. Let me calculate it actually. I don't know. All right. So, okay, we can calculate it. So, let's say 21 trades, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 are break-even trades. So we remove them. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 3 are break-even trades. So we remove them. So it's 21 minus 3. That is 18 trades. Okay. Out of the 18 trades, we have 4 losses. So we have 14 wins and 4 losses. Okay. 14 wins, 4 losses. 14 wins, 4 losses. 77%. 77.8%. That's healthy. That's healthy. Mipotski says so. You shut down your fan. Where are you from, my friend? Which country are you from? Yeah, we're just in a no trading range, guys. No trading range. Sorry. We are in a no trading range today. Can't make more out of that. We're going to give this around. I'm going to give this 10, 15 more minutes, see if we can break out. I can't close my freaking fan because it's just like boiling here. Okay. 30 degrees. It is boiling. I don't want to always use the air conditioning all the time. So you get the point. The camera will not survive. Mirala is from Cyprus. Nice. Love Cyprus. Amazing. Lorenzo, on Vantage, you're using Pro ECN or Raw ECN? Raw ECN. Yeah. Yo, you're Dutch, right? Ever been to the Dutch islands? The Dutch islands, like the Caribbean islands? Of course, I've been to every Dutch island, okay? I've been to Curaçao. I've been to Aruba. I've been to Bonaire. Seeing the flamingos. Yeah, I've been everywhere. I love it there. I love it there. Of course. Yeah. Anyways, man. This is trap. Honestly, to be honest, what I'm currently seeing in the market right now, I think it's trap city. This is trap city at the moment. Okay. This is trap city right now. You see this, you think, oh, this is major resistance. And it's true, gold is a major resistance right now. It doesn't look strong, right? But then, on the lower time frame, you're like, yes, but keep in mind, we are major support too. And we are in a huge low volume node here. Okay. A huge inefficiency from the NFP candle. So we're filling actually that gap of the NFP, the imbalance of the NFP, where you react from. So you're compressing. So conclusion, we're gonna explode soon. We need like a catalyst for it, like a major, like an event, something geopolitical. We need something big. We need a catalyst to make a move, and that will set the tone. But I will be very cautious inside of this range right now at the moment. Yeah. I live in the Philippines. My AC stays on. Okay. Have you been to Thailand? Yes. Which of the three do you like the most? Of the three islands? Oof. I do think I like Bonaire the most. Bonaire, because that's like a very small island. It has like super nice. It's like a salt factory, right? So they sell their salt to the rest of the world. So I went there. I went to see that the salt factories. You have these like pink islands and stuff, the pink oceans, the pink beach. Sorry, with flamingos and stuff. That was by far the best experience for sure. So I would say Bonaire is very nice. Very small island though, and everyone speaks Dutch there as well. Corrado says Trump will probably announce a new ceasefire soon. Yeah, let me see if we actually have some news that we have to talk about right now. Because I think this is a bit of an unusual condition. The market is very flat. The market is waiting for something. Also, this was all news related, by the way, right? This big push and this big dump right here. I think there was something happening in the market which allowed oil to shoot up really strongly. I'm not sure what it exactly was, but it had to do with the Strait of Hormuz for sure. There was something around this, correct? Strait of Hormuz. There we go. US launches strikes on Iran after tankers hit in Strait of Hormuz. This was 2 hours ago. Yeah, Middle East crisis live. US launches fresh strikes on Iran after vessels hit in the Strait of Hormuz. Okay, so we're back at square one. Back at where we came from. Yeah. US strikes could last for hours. Fresh US strikes in Iran are expected to last for hours. A US military officially has told the Associated Press. Another official said the US military was targeting Iranian air defense. Okay. So yeah, this is why today is a bit of a day where you have to be a bit more careful in general. Because what I think is happening right now is that gold reacted, of course, to that negatively. And I think this was all a preparation. You could tell yesterday, based upon the market was moving, that something was coming. And this is just the situation in the market. The markets are heavily manipulated. You could sense, if you have a lot of experience in the markets, then you start to understand how a candle moves. And you start seeing gold moving like this, and you're gonna see, listen, this is not normal, right? We took that trade yesterday, that was great. We got in, we got out. But like, what happened after that was just, every time when gold came up, it came down. It came up, it came down. It came up, it came down. And it was getting out of control. We knew something big had to come. Price shoots up before the news comes out. And then the news comes out. Yeah, that is one big psyop right there, okay? Now we're dealing with the aftermath of it. So now we have to be a little bit patient for that continuation, breakout, etc. And you just can't force anything. It's very easy to get stuck in a position here. So if you are close to passing your challenge right now, right? You're almost there and you think, oh, I just need one more trade. Please sit on your hands, sit in your ass and relax. New setups are gonna come, okay? It's gonna come. You have to relax right now. You can't over commit. Okay, let the price develop a little bit. Okay, that's how money is made. Relax. Sometimes you can't be too relaxed, but you can't be too stressed or too forced. Or I need to pass it now. I need to make $1,000 today. I need to get my final trade to get my challenge. Because guess what's gonna happen? You're one trade away from passing your account. But if you lose that trade, the frustration kicks in. Yeah. I think the dollar is reacting though. That's for sure right now. The dollar is starting to react from the daily supply zone. Okay, so what I will look for later on, okay, is if price, and I'm not sure if it's going to be this session. I'm just going to be honest with you guys here, but I'm just going to keep you guys updated. I'm going to mark out the previous daily one more time to see where we are. Okay, right there. All right, perfect. We'll find a lot of resistance there too. Okay, 4 hour. Yeah, the order flow always helps tremendously. So in 1 hour and 30 minutes, okay, let me show you right now. This is going to be important. In 1 hour and 30 minutes, this candle is going to close on the 4 hour time frame on the order flow chart right here, okay? When this candle closes, it is important that we close above it, above this area, okay? Above the 26, okay? Above the 30 actually. Pretty much above the highs on this chart, okay? In 1 hour and a half. You want to see this candle close above that. If we can do that, okay, then the chances of us bouncing and holding up is just so much bigger. right? And this is what we call a CERC play. So a C, an E, an R, and a C play. Why? Because we reclaim an important level again. Okay, we lost it, but we'll reclaim it. So that means that if we break down, okay, we have that support here, we have now resistance here. If we break it and we close above that, it's pretty good because the dollar is in supply. And if you close above that area and you reclaim it, the chances of us revisiting the daily highs, the previous daily highs, or anything in that matter, right there, is just so much bigger. And there is a lot of room. There's a lot of room for opportunity because then we can target or trade towards that previous daily high, or at least get up there, okay? Get up to that zone there, which is pretty good because that gives us a lot of room for a larger setup, okay? A larger trade setup. But we have to reclaim that and we have to close above that in order to make that something worthwhile, okay? In terms of confirmation, in terms of closures, in terms of reclaim of major support, now being a resistance, etc., etc., okay? That is one thing I would look for. If price rejects here again, all right, which I would be very careful with shorting because of the dollar in supply, reacting from a supply zone right now. There is one reason why gold's going up, and that's because the dollar is in higher time frame resistance, okay? We created a rally, we created a base, we created a drop. The drop and the base is forming resistance right now. At the same time, it's not just that, it's also a simple trend that we're building right here, okay? From that perspective, okay, we're definitely still in a area of resistance or in that parallel channel where we are getting rejected at the moment. We could easily sell off. If that happens, gold will break out back up, okay? So everyone is short biased because gold broke down. But what happens if the dollar does decide to just reject here and pull back? If that happens, gold will fly, gold will break out and reclaim and probably go for those previous daily levels, okay? The previous daily highs and things like that as well. So we can't exclude this. We can't exclude this at all, okay? We have to be patient here. If people were asking me to short the bottom, the only way to short the bottom is to actually see a closure below that, or for price to actually just show us and we just really bearish with a lot of volume. But even shorting here would have been very tricky because the room for a trade is just so small that you can better sometimes just wait for price to get to a higher time frame zone, support, and then just look for the next bounce instead, right? So for this reason, a larger breakout would be fantastic. A larger confirmation would be great here. This is the 4 hour. A closure above that is amazing confirmation. The 1 hour will also show something interesting soon. If this candle closes above that, it's gonna be a little bit more interesting. But for now, again, we'll face resistance right here. So don't think we're gonna break out right now because we're not there yet. Don't get fooled either, okay? Don't get fooled that we could just simply break out. We're not there yet. We haven't broken out yet. We haven't closed yet. There's nothing there to see at the moment, okay? So yeah, we're in a no trading range right now. I would suggest to wait for a little bit of a macro confirmation today. This is one of those exceptions where I just can't find the cleanest setups and I don't want to force anything. I want to keep my account steadily growing. We just calculated, right? We're at a 78% win rate. So we just want to make sure that we keep this up for now and not force trades that we should not take just because we want to have fun and we want to trade. I mean, like otherwise you could just trade a demo account and just do whatever I want to do. Okay? Let's wait for the higher time frame to confirm that on the stream at least. And I think today is actually a really good reason to be aware of the Telegram and watch me in the Telegram group in case I will execute something in the London session or pre-London session in case we do get that exact confirmation there. And we'll make that exact move that we talked about, which will be the closure above that level and then the target of the highs if the dollar decides to do what we talked about, and that is indeed drop lower and come down right now, right? At the beast to the bottom of that channel that we're building and do something like that, right? Which is totally possible around this level. right now at the moment. Okay? So be patient today. Today's a Wednesday. Yes, we have the FOMC meetings report coming out. I don't expect too much from it. So I don't think it's relevant, but it's nothing too crazy. Okay? I think that we just have to really pay attention to the current price action. We are dealing with some news, which is the Middle East. Again, this has been pretty new. It was really chill. It was actually really easy until today. US strikes could last for hours, etc. Middle East crisis is very important. They're keeping us in the loop for that as well here. I'll keep you in the loop for that as well here. Okay? So don't force anything. And like I said before, if you have a funded account or prop firm account and you're close to passing your challenge, because I know many of you guys are, relax, man. Your time is going to come. Your time is going to come. It's going to happen. Okay? All right, my friends. I'm going to keep you updated here. I don't want to hold you up any longer. We'll keep it a very short stream today because I don't want to force you into waiting, and then no trade. That doesn't make any sense. Let's just keep each other in the loop in our Telegram and see if we can get into any setups later on. If the market is ready to give us what we want to see in order to get there. Okay? Not going to waste your time anymore. Let's move on and keep you in the loop. And then we go from there. Okay? And we're gonna make sure that you are fully updated for the rest of the day. In case something happens. Okay? Think that's fair to say. All right? Derek, I'm finally funded. Got a clean sell. Thanks for the book, Lorenzo. Amazing. Congrats. What is a good lot size for a 25k funded account? 25k. What is your max daily drawdown? I think it's roughly 10%, right? So 2.5k max drawdown. You can only risk around maybe 500 per trade. I would say that you could do something like a 0.2 lot. 0.2 lots. Okay. Take care, my friend. Have a good rest of your day, guys. I'll keep you guys updated in Telegram today. Okay? Take it easy. And we'll move on tomorrow again. And we'll just keep doing this every single day. Anyways. Keep growing our accounts. Yes? Much love, my friends. And I'll keep you updated. All right? Take care. And good luck. And enjoy the rest of your day. Good luck on your job. Or good night if you go to bed right now. See you soon. Bye-bye. Ciao, ciao.